to the Triple B podcast. Let's fucking go.
Welcome back to another episode of the Triple B podcast, Bourbon, Belts, and Blockbusters. I'm Tim.
I'm Ryan.
And this is a show where we drink on some bourbon or cocktail.
With bourbon.
And talk about wrestling and talk about movies and or TV shows.
Heck yeah, dog. And we got some stuff to be talking about today.
Yes, we do. What a week it's been. And,
Yes.
We're wrapping up spooky season here. And
We sure are, man. And what better way to do it than with a nice hot cocktail?
Hell yeah, man.
It's our first hot cocktail that we've had on the show. It is I like to call it a lazy fall cocktail. It's super simple. It might actually be the simplest, and I think I've said this before, but this actually, I think, is the most simple cocktail that we have.
Even I can make it.
Like the hardest part about this is boiling water. That's literally it. So, or actually, I guess if you watch a TikTok, might be opening the packets. That they kicked my ass. But nonetheless, it is a spiced bourbon cider. It's literally just. We did 2 ounces of our bourbon. We are using the ATB wine barrel bourbon from the Brown Family Vineyard. And we did 2 packets in each mug of the Alpine Spice Cider mix. And then hot water. And we just topped it with hot water. Simple as that. The hardest part about the whole thing actually might be letting it cool down. Right?
True.
Waiting to drink it because it smells delicious.
Drink it right up.
Yeah. So, that's our cocktail of the week. We're going to give her a try and see where she ranks. Our little fall mistress.
Dude, that just warms the soul.
Yeah, that's really good.
That is
really good.
That's perfect for what they were dealing with. Windstorm, rainy weather.
Yeah, seriously, it really is. It's like the perfect fall, like kick back on a shitty weather day, cozy up on the couch, watch maybe a little horror movie.
That sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing later?
Oh. I think I know. But yeah, no, dude, that's well, fuck, before we keep talking, what are you giving it? What are we giving her?
I'm going to give it a 9.
That's exactly the words that were in my mind. I'm going with a 9 too. That was weird. I actually was like mouthing 9 to myself. I don't know if you ever noticed, I like kind of mouth it or I kind of say something. I've done something with my fingers before so that it's obvious that I'm like, we're not just copying each other. And I was literally like mouthing 9 as you said 9. I was like, wow. So yeah, it's you get like the full flavor of the bourbon.
Oh yeah, it definitely comes.
But it has like none of the backside like burn or like none of it. It's sweet. It's super smooth. It's not overpoweringly sweet though.
Yeah. You taste the cider. You taste the bourbon. And it's nice and warm.
Yeah.
It's warming.
It really is. Oh man, I really like that. That's really good.
Dude, definitely. Make this, guys. Make this at home.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't let the Alpine Cider package beat you like they did Ryan.
Yeah, maybe use scissors. Maybe. I thought I was better. I thought I was better than scissors, and I was not. I did get them open. Just 4 packets. I struggled a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, Dan, that's really good. I really enjoy that a lot. It's super good.
Agreed.
That's gonna go down really quick.
Oh yeah. Warm up some more water.
We'll see.
That
All
brings
right.
us to our socials. You can find us on Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok at TripBPod, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. We are the Triple B Podcast, Bourbon, Belts, and Blockbusters. And we got email as well at triplebpod619@gmail.com. Again, we'd love to hear some feedback from you. We're starting to get more social posts going on, so we'd love to see any interaction. We got a new logo.
We do have a new logo. Yeah. We got business cards.
We got business cards.
We're
gonna be promoting.
Yes, we're gonna be promoting. We've already mentioned it before. We're gonna be up at Survivor Series in Vancouver, almost at Vancouver, Washington. That is not correct. Vancouver, BC. And yeah, we're gonna try to get some more social media activity going on there. When we're up there, we're gonna, try to hand out some business cards, and has a link to all of our socials on it. Has a link to all access points for the podcast episodes itself. Try to just continue to grow this and continue to give us reason to keep wanting to do it. First things first. We both actually just got here from my daughter's first birthday party. She turns 1 tomorrow, the 27th. And yeah, it was pretty cool. It's crazy for us to just be like, holy shit, we have a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild, because it literally, and this is so cliche to hear, and everyone says this, but you don't know it until you experience it, how fucking fast it goes. And it literally feels like we just left the hospital. And yeah, it's just like, what the hell, man? And now she's straight up, dude. She's been running for like 2 months now, like just running around. She's grabbing everything, getting into everything. It's just chaos in our house. Our house is a fucking disaster 90% of the time. And yeah, we've kind of just had learned to deal with it now, because it's just like, what's the fucking point at this point? Like we clean up like the normal thing, like chore wise and stuff, but it's like Lainey has shit spread out all over the place, and it's like, at some point you gotta just be like, that's just how it is, But no, dude, yeah, we came from the party, had all of our, closest family and friends there. Outside of my dad is down in Texas. He couldn't get back up for it in time. But yeah, and I guess my brother Jason is, him and Nick are back up for elk season. Today was opening day of elk season, so they weren't there either. But pretty much everybody else that we would have wanted there was there. And yeah, it was just cool. It was cool to see Lainey interact with all the other kids. Like, it's just fun to watch them all interact. And
yeah, it was fun to see them interact.
Yeah.
It was fun just seeing her open presents only to...
Well,
yeah.
Us open them.
But she was playing with them and then immediately put them down to play with a crushed up water bottle.
Yep. Yeah, or the tissue paper or the ripped up envelope or whatever it was. Yeah. That's the funny thing is, that's just how it is. Like, she has all these toys at home, and more often than not, she's running around the house with a remote without batteries in it. Or she has one of our shoes, or, it's a water bottle. Water bottles and balloons are like 2 of the best toys for a little kid like that. So,
yeah, man.
But yeah, it was awesome. Had a really good time. Everything went really well. My wife decorated it all really nicely. Had a very just simple theme. My daughter's name's Lainey. We call her Lainey Bug, so it was like a ladybug theme. And yeah, so yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool experience just to have for my daughter's first birthday party.
Yeah, man.
It was cool.
It was fun.
Yeah.
That brings us to football.
It sure does.
Last week, the Hawks got a win.
Got a win, yeah. Got back on track. Yeah, you can say got back on track, I think.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are doing some good things. They're not great.
I mean, dude, they had been like averaging like 30-something points a game for the last 3 games. They had been on a 3-game winning streak while we were on a 3-game losing streak. Yeah. So they started 0-3 and went 3 wins. We started 3-0 and went 3 losses. So we both went into the game 3-3. We were in Atlanta. Both our defenses have not been great, right? And we both had high-powered offenses going into the game. So I felt like it was a fairly equal game going in for the most part. Nobody was giving us a fucking chance at all. Yeah. So we shocked the nation essentially in doing that. But we came out with a 34-14 win, and I mean it was there wasn't even like a realistic glimpse after like later in the second quarter. It was just kind of like, all right, we
like our first week game.
Yeah, it really did, and there was still a lot of shit that was like, all right, we got to clean up our running game. We still gave up over 100 yards rushing. Mm-hmm. It was the lowest amount of rushing yards we've given up in a month,
Yeah.
right? Because it just got worse over the 3-game span. But this was arguably one of the better running groups that we faced so far, too, in Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. So to be able to hold them to way less than what they had been putting up in recent weeks, completely shut down Kirk Cousins in their passing game. I mean, it was like crazy to just be like, okay, and
we're missing so much.
We're missing so many people in the secondary.
Yeah.
We only had two people that regularly start in the secondary for us playing in that game. And it was Julian Love and Spoon. Yeah. Right? And so it's like we put Rayshawn Jenkins on IR. We had Reek Woolen miss that game. We had Trey Brown miss that game. So the other 3 DBs were Nehemiah Pritchett, who is a rookie. Kobe Bryant, who's in his second year. Second year. Kind of bounced between safety, corner. Got hurt last year towards the end of the year. I don't know, kind of hasn't really... When he's done things, he's done some good stuff, but he's also done a lot of really not so good stuff. So it's kind of like a what are we getting type of thing every time he's on the field. Yeah. And then Josh Jobe, who was literally, we brought him up from the practice squad the day of or the day before that game. Mm-hmm. It's like, those are our other 3, and all 3 of them showed up. Yeah. All 3 of them played really well, you know? And then on the offensive side of it, we're down to literally our 4th string tackle, rookie, 6th round pick rookie, Michael Jarrell. Yeah. Or Michael Jarrell might be how you say it. And he fucking played great. He played better than any tackle we've had play there so far this year. Hands down. He gave up 1 sack. He gave up like 1 quarterback pressure. And that was it. But yeah, they have good pass rushers. And he was run blocking like a motherfucker. Like he opened up multiple times. He opened up running lanes for Ken Walker. And Ken Walker was playing fucking ill. Yeah, and had a fucking 2 touchdown game. Like, yeah, it was pretty wild to just see like how well we ended up playing. There's this thing where like we used to be like one of the most like, you know, scary teams to play at home in Seattle. Mm-hmm. We don't play that well at home anymore. No. It's kind of crazy, but we go cross country and playing these 10 a.m. games. We're like 19-5 in our last now 24 games because we were 18-5 going into the last week. Yeah. So now we're 19-5 over the last 24 in 10 a.m. games on the east on the East Coast, and our like winning stats in domes is like I think it's fucking crazy. Like we are like one of the best teams to play in domes. Which is crazy. Yeah. Because our home field is not a dome. Like, our home field is a fucking open field, right? Yeah. So, it was just kind of weird, I guess. Yeah. But it was a great win. It was definitely needed. Put us at 4-3. We got a little bit of help because the Chiefs beat the Niners. Thank you. The Rams did win. Not last week, though. They won. Yeah, they just won on Thursday, yeah. I think the Cardinals got a win last week. So what that did was it moved us back to first place in the NFC West. Going into week 8, so we're almost halfway through the season, and we're sitting at first place in the NFC West. Nobody would have thought that was even possible going into the season. So we're sitting at 4-3. We have a 2-way tie for second, with the Cardinals having beat the Niners already once. So the Cardinals are in second place right now. And then the Niners are dropped to third, which is crazy. But then with the Rams just winning on Thursday, beating the Vikings, currently, obviously, that's the beginning of this coming week's slate of games. But it's like that currently has them now in a 3-way tie for second. Because all 3 teams are 3-4. Yeah. So, yeah, they're all 3-4. We're 4-3. Yeah, dude, it's wild.
We got a tough matchup here.
Yes, we absolutely do. We got Buffalo coming to Seattle, like we just said. We haven't necessarily been playing all that great at home. I think we're 2-2 at home this year. And I mean, dude, there's it's Josh Allen, man. It's Josh Allen and that fucking group of people. Like, yeah, they lost Diggs, but they just traded for fucking, God damn it, Amari Cooper. Thank you. And
running back.
Yeah.
He's a runner as well, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough matchup. Where I think the key for us tomorrow is score early. We have not scored on a first we have not scored a touchdown on our first possession all season yet, and I think we've only scored on our second possession twice, and it was against New England and Miami. So we got to change that. We got to get that corrected. We got to put it in the end zone. We got to score early and often, and then rely on Ken Walker. Because if we can rely on Ken Walker and actually control the clock, which I would probably be for the first time all season too, because I'm pretty sure even with the win last week that the Falcons still probably had more time of possession than us. But if we can do that, I think we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, man.
So it's going to be a good game. I'm unfortunately not going to be able to just straight up watch it, but it's my daughter's birthday, so we're going to be doing good stuff. So I'm not too bummed about it. Yeah. I'm hoping we're going to be able to be at lunch at the right time so I can catch at least part of it.
There you go. All right. Well, that brings in our wellness journey check-in.
Sure do.
We had to skip our last one. You were off for that episode, so we're check-in number 5. How are we doing?
I'm actually doing pretty good, man. I was fairly happy. I stepped on the scale yesterday. I've still been, I know we've been doing it on Saturdays, but I've still been weighing in on Fridays, just staying like consistent with when we started. So I weigh in on Fridays. I weighed in yesterday. I'm 230.4. I started at 241.4, so I've lost exactly 11 pounds. This was a 4.1 pound loss from our last check-in. I was 234.5 at the last one. So another 4 pounds in the last month. That's essentially a pound a week, which is exactly what we've kind of talked about. Is just that whole slow and steady idea. I'm not doing anything crazy. I've like literally I'm going to the gym far less often. I'm just paying more attention to what and how I'm eating. And but yeah, I've been playing pickleball once a week. I've been rock climbing once a week. I've been trying to get to the gym twice a week. I've been participating in a couple of my classes with we're doing flag football and ultimate frisbee, respectively, in my 2 different classes that I teach. So I've been playing a little bit in those, just kind of staying active and moving around throughout the day. And yeah, so what about you?
I am down half a pound since our last weigh-in, so I'm at 244.7. Total 8.2 pounds down since we started. So
oh, yeah.
A loss is a loss, and
sure is.
Going to the gym, watching what I'm eating, and just staying on it. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like I'm feeling good, so that's most important, and excited for it because this is the longest, and it's not a crazy amount of weight loss, but it's the longest with continual loss. So
yeah,
for a long time. So been pretty excited about it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Same. That's I don't even think I even fully mentioned this beforehand, but before we started doing this, I wasn't like, I was aware of it, but I wasn't necessarily like full blown actively. I think it was more subconscious trying to lose weight. Mm-hmm. But I had done like a weigh-in thing at my gym back in December, and I was 255. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, when I weighed in yesterday, I was like, fuck yeah. Like, it was like, I've lost 11 pounds just in the, just over 2 months that we've been doing this, but I've lost fucking 25 pounds since December. So in less than a year. So I was like, oh shit. Like 11 pounds sounds good, but when you really think of it, like for me, like doing it that way, I was like, oh goddamn, yeah. Because I put on a little weight when I was home with baby and we weren't sleeping, and food was whatever the fuck was prepared. Essentially, was essentially what we were eating. We weren't doing a lot of cooking at that point, and it was the holidays, so it was just like everything stacked on top of it. I put on some weight there, but yeah, I just just staying consistent, man. The eating. I wore a shirt yesterday. It was like a long sleeve quarter zip, Seahawks quarter zip, and wore it to the field trip I was telling you about earlier. And I hadn't worn that shirt I've probably had it for, this is probably the third football season I've had it, and I don't think I wore it once last year because I was just uncomfortable in it, you know. And I wore it yesterday, and I was like, I put it on, and I was like, shit. Like, I was like, this actually fits me well. Like, I feel good in this shirt. And it's like, that's probably like one of the best things about us doing this is just like when you put something on that you would kind of put aside for a while, and you put it on, and then you're like, oh, fuck. All right. You know, like we went to Merritt's Farms last weekend, and the jeans I was wearing, put them on. It was like, I haven't worn jeans in forever. Not because I was like uncomfortable in them. I just like, I wear sweats. That's pretty much like that's my work attire, is sweats or shorts. And so like I put those jeans on, and like the last few times I had worn them, they were a little tight. You know, I could still wear them. I still wore them comfortably, but it was like, I could definitely tell. And then I like put them on last weekend, and I was like, shit, I got room. Like, I actually got to cinch my belt up for these, you know? So it's just those types of things that are just like, those are the little wins, you know? Sure. It's like just the feeling better is the best part about all of it. So
is a huge win.
Yes, it is way so much better. So hell yeah, man.
All right, man.
Let's keep it rolling. That brings us to belts. Hell yeah, dog.
Ryan, what do you want to talk about?
Timmy, I want to talk. Who do you think Dom's going to face this coming Raw?
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about first. What do you think, what shit show do you think Carlito got Dom mixed up in this time? Because obviously it's not going to be good for Dom. Yeah. And I feel like all of this is just kind of leading to, I feel like eventually Carlito's getting booted from the group. Who do you think it's going to be? Because it's a former world champ. I feel like my gut says Braun Strowman, but I also feel like that angle has kind of been used and played before, so I would like to see it go somewhere else. Yeah. So what do you think?
I mean, we got Rey Mysterio, we got Damian Priest, and we got Strowman. Those are like immediately what comes to mind. I don't like any of them though. I could see Seth Rollins, and then a little Bronson Reed action going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because I was like, I'm kind of at a loss for who I want it to be.
Yeah.
But I know who I don't necessarily want it to be. I don't want it to be Priest, because we're past that. Yeah. Like, that just ended. We're done with that. And I think that needs to be done. I don't want it to be Braun, because I feel like we've kind of already played like that whole, few week arc before it went Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed. It was Braun Strowman chasing the fucking Judgment Day around. Yeah. Rey and Dom, that's been played out a lot. Probably far too much. Yeah. And Rey and Dragon Lee just won. Oh yeah, they're in the tag tournament. So it probably won't be Rey. Yeah. I don't know if I care for the idea of Seth Rollins just because of the Bronson Reed thing. I don't know. That's where I'm at. I'm like, I want it to be a shock. I want it to be a surprise. I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, we saw this coming. Yeah. But I don't know who that would be.
Yeah, exactly.
So unless this is the way they bring back Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
I would fucking love that. Just bring Lesnar back and have him just fucking destroy Dominic Mysterio.
That would be crazy.
That would be fucking amazing.
Okay, I could get on board like that. That's far left field chance of happening. But
yes, absolutely. I think so too.
I think I'm leaning Seth Rollins, and I think it gives Dom an out of the match, because we know Bronson Reed will come out and somehow impact the match, right?
Yeah. But also, do we need Dom to have an out in the match? I feel like the setup for this is for Dom to get fucking destroyed, and then that fallback to come onto Carlito. Yeah. That's where I feel like it's going. So that's where I'm like, I don't really want it to be Seth, because I want that angle to play out, because I think that needs to play out.
Yeah.
I think Carlito's, honestly, I feel like outside of his comedic work with the Judgment Day, he's being wasted as a superstar with the Judgment Day.
Can we bring John Cena back into the fold?
I mean, I'd be down with that too. I feel like that might even be even less of a chance just because.
Yeah. He definitely said towards the end of the year, right? More towards beginning of next year.
I think it was mainly like the beginning of next year. It was like when Raw goes to SmackDown is like when he starts.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I understood it. But could he do like a one-off appearance here and there? Of course, but I don't know.
Comes back. I mean, there's a few things.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like the Brock Lesnar. That would be
fucking amazing. That would be, and what a cool fucking way to just bring him back and just be like, nobody fucking saw that coming. Yeah. That would be amazing. Yeah. I would love that. Yeah. But and it would then allow them to kind of separate Brock from Bloodline, Paul Heyman, any of that stuff too, by just putting him on Raw and it's completely away from all of that.
Sure.
So
true, I like it.
So yeah, all right. What about you? What do you want to talk about?
Speaking of Seth and Bronson Reed just starting off the show with a bang.
And continuing the show with a bang. And then continuing the show with a bang. Well, there like 3 different times they attacked each other during that episode.
The Bronson Reed tsunami to the announce table. That table exploded.
Like
one of the pieces
flew up and almost landed on Seth, and I don't know if it was a camera guy or somebody that was security or something, like jumped to push it, like not have it land on Seth. I was like, that guy deserves a raise.
Dude was insane, and just like him chucking the person at him. It's just whenever Bronson Reed is on the screen, I'm just glued to it, dude. And I think Seth is gonna bring another level out of him. Exactly.
Absolutely. Seth has the, and I don't mean this as like a negative to Braun Strowman. I just think it's a huge upside to Seth Rollins is his just charisma. Mm-hmm. He has something that neither of those guys have, or at least have showed yet. So like Bronson Reed could have that. Well, we just didn't. It was more of a, you know, with the meat fest. Yeah. It wasn't like mic work coming back and forth at each other type of thing. It was literally just physical beating each other. Yeah. Where we're getting a little bit of that with Seth, because Seth will fucking brawl with anybody. He doesn't care. Mm-hmm. But I feel like we're gonna have to have some vocalness stuff happening, right? So, and was that made for Crown Jewel?
Yes,
it
was.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
so one more Raw.
Yeah, exactly. One more Raw build up.
Yeah.
Seth he works great with big guys, small guys.
He
can do it.
He works great with everybody.
And so I think this is just a perfect matchup to help continue bringing Bronson Reed up. They've done a really good job. I've been on record for saying that, and again, this is the next level. And I don't even think him losing to Seth will hurt him in this in any sense. So really excited for this feud. The build up in the beginning of the show was just perfect. It was just pure chaos. That's usually what happens when Bronson Reed is in the building. Yep. And I love the continuation of it.
Yep. Next thing I want to talk about was the Intercontinental match. Intercontinental title on Raw. It was the rematch between Jay and Braun. And there's a lot of stuff that happened within this match. First off, was a good match. Again, really good match between the two of them. They work really well together. And it was, believable back and forth the whole time. And then we got what we assumed was going to happen on our episode last week, was that all of the stuff that we had gotten the previous week was going to boil over now into this title match on Raw and was going to cost Jay the title. And that is exactly what we predicted, and that is exactly what happened. The Bloodline comes out, and they're at first, saying that like they're here to help him, blah blah blah. And Jay's like, "What are you doing here? Get out of here!" type of stuff. And then he starts super kicking people, which I also don't fully understand the rules behind disqualification. Well, the second Tama Tonga jumped at him on the barricade, that should be a disqualification.
He didn't touch.
But it doesn't matter though. He attacked him. He attacked him. That is an attack. That is an attacking move. That is true. And the ref watched it happen.
That is true.
That is an attacking move, and the ref watched it happen. Just because he ducked it and then super kicked a guy shouldn't just be like, oh, nope, doesn't count.
They've been very consistent in it, though.
Yeah, you're right. It has been consistent, but it still just doesn't make sense to me.
There is a a push to attack one of them.
Now Tonga Loa just over the side like patting him or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. No, that's not interference, whatever. Fans do that.
Yeah.
You know. But Tama Tonga actually jumping to attack him,
yeah.
that to me should draw a DQ.
I gotta say, Jay kind of dug his own grave because, I mean, yeah, it probably would have still happened just the way it did. But, I mean, they were just rooting for him in the crowd, and then he started kicking people, so...
I kind of liked it. Because the super kick that he gave Tonga Loa from across the barricade was fucking clean. It was so good.
Yes,
it was clean. I really enjoyed that. And anytime Tonga Loa gets super kicked, I'm here for it. So, but yeah, that.
Talk about the stare down between Bronson Reed.
Oh yeah, that's why I umbrellaed this as just the IC match because there's multiple things that I want to talk about within this match. So yes, that was one of the things was.
I was just like, what?
I know, cause I was like
feeling the same.
This has to happen now.
Yeah.
Like
that was just forced into the WWE's writing plan.
Yeah, I don't know how they'll swing that, but like that is a match we need to have happen is Braun Breaker against the Samoan Werewolf Jacob Fatu, because that would be fucking insane. And that's what's crazy is I don't know if you have or not. That never crossed my fucking mind until the moment they were staring at each other.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
You know, like didn't never cross my mind because they're on two. They're both new. They're both on separate things, so it's like just never came into my thought process. Nope. Why would it? Yep. And then that happened. It was like, we need this now. Fuck everything else. Fuck every story that's going on with the Bloodline. I need Jacob versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship tomorrow. Or for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't even care. It needs to happen.
Yeah. What I liked about the whole thing was that it wasn't just Jay going on the attack to the Bloodline. It was also Breaker got some licks in on them too. Like he took out
Solo.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
which is an interesting setup because Solo pushed Jay out of the way to take the spear.
Yeah. Well, that's why I keep on going. I mean, Jay kind of did this to himself.
Yeah. But then Jay's running around the ring and catches a fucking super kick from Jacob.
Oh,
that was clean too. Yeah. Lo and behold, we were right. Jay loses the title due to the Bloodline interfering. Braun Breaker's the new reigning Intercontinental Champion. Wow. Last thing I wanted to talk about this is one thing I don't love about all of it, spears. They're getting weaker and weaker and weaker looking every time it gets hit by everyone that's hitting them. Mm-hmm. They're not looking they're looking less devastating than a clothesline. No. And I don't they really need to get worked on by the people that are like Braun Breaker. That should be his end all, is his fucking super spear, what they're calling it. But it looks less impactful than Jay's spear. And Jay's spear does not look good. And Roman's spear doesn't really look that good. You know, like I miss the days of Edge, Goldberg, and Rhino. Yeah. Where it was like they're hitting the spear and they're actually connecting. Like the people are taking the fucking hit. Mm-hmm. That's what I want back. But the spear it's turning into a super kick.
I was just about to say.
It's turning into a super kick down. And it's getting watered down where like the super kick now is just like it's like a chop.
Yeah.
It's just, it gets hit. It's no longer a finishing move. It's no longer an impactful move, right? I mean, it looks devastating still. Yeah. I'll give that at least to the super kick. The move still looks completely devastating, but it's just not. It's not used like that. And the spear is still used as that's the thing I think that bothers me the most. The super kick at least isn't used as a finisher for anybody. Mm-hmm. The spear is now still being used and now being used by multiple people across the company. At least 3 that I can think of. Obviously, the 3 I just said. Yeah. But it doesn't look like a finishing move anymore. Yeah. Because it's not, and that could change just by simply hitting it correctly. But they're just not. So I don't care for it. I really don't. Like I'm just like, use a different fucking move. Yeah. Like everyone, just use a different move. Get rid of it. Like I don't know, bothers me. But Sorry to poop on that parade that we had going of positivity,
what
but
I really liked about the match was Jimmy hitting his combo, the spear. Jay hitting the spear, going for the splash, thinking he's gonna win for Braun Breaker to kick out. And
they set that whole thing up. Like, he took out everybody outside, gets in, counters Braun, goes through all that stuff, and then it's like, oh shit, he's gonna retain. Like we predicted it all outside of him, he's gonna retain, and then he kicked out, and I was like, oh shit, he's not gonna retain. He's gonna lose this. If Braun just kicked out of that, Jay's losing this match. So
I really enjoyed that. So
yeah.
All right, last thing on Raw I want to talk about is White Six have their new target, and
good point.
Do they have their new target? So they came out for the Final Testament, and it was a really cool segment. Lights go out, and we haven't seen them on TV for a while, and then Nikki Cross is up on the top corner doing a flying crossbody to...
Can I time you out real quick?
Yeah.
Just to set up why that even happened? Mm-hmm. R-Truth came out and helped the New Day beat the Final Testament.
That's right, yeah.
Right? So R-Truth came out, helped the New Day beat the Final Testament. The Miz was out there. R-Truth celebrates the New Day. New Day starts leaving. R-Truth continues to celebrate in the ring, and then he gets surrounded by the Final Testament and the Miz. They all start attacking him. Mm-hmm. That is... Because that just kind of leads to the background story as to what leads the Wyatt Six to do what the Wyatt Six does. Mm-hmm. So they pick on bullies, or they target bullies, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And I just fully love this segment.
It was great. Nikki Cross's it's essentially it's not even a crossbody. It's a Luthez press off from the top rope, but she's hit it so many times, and like she hits it beautifully, and everyone that she has taken it beautifully. Mm-hmm. Like Ivy Nile took it gorgeously. I forget her name. Scarlett, yeah. Like she took it great, and I haven't really seen her do a whole lot of anything in the ring. So like for her to take that the way she did, like it was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I love the chaos, and then I think the real target is Miz in all of this.
I think so too.
And Paul Ellering takes the mandible claw, like pushes Miz out of the way, and takes that. So kind of gives Miz a backing and reassurance to behind this. So looks like we're leading up to a 4-on-4 match between the two, and just really excited for that. I like the theme around what the Wyatt Six are doing, and
it could be a 5-on-5 match if they have Scarlett and Nikki Cross, because that's a thing too where I think is a slight hindrance with the Wyatt Six is Nikki Cross is a really effective member.
Yeah,
she's really good. But then that means they got to keep doing angles where she's getting involved.
Yeah.
And I think that's harder to do because there's not everyone they're going to target is going to have also an equal female. Luckily both groups they have now did, but eventually you're going to run out, right?
The Alexa Bliss comes back, they're a tag team. When you get women's tag team, then they can kind of veer off. Not veer off, but get them more into storylines.
10. Yeah. I like that.
And it would be a good way to get Alexa Bliss back in the ring and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll have that. That sounds good. I like that. Did not never even thought in my mind. I like that. Love it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that all too. I'm gonna move to SmackDown. Okay.
I was going.
I'm going SmackDown. I'm talking about the entire United States Championship situation. We had a
Game 7 theme.
We had a Game 7. I almost said it was a triple threat match. It was not, but we had it did. It definitely ended that way, like literally. We had Game 7 between Andrade and Carmelo with special guest referee LA Knight.
Yep.
LA Knight obviously having beef with both these guys, having beat both of them 2 times, and obviously, which you could just assume is going to happen, the match leads to LA Knight obviously getting involved physically throughout. He kind of gets caught with a couple inadvertent things, kind of blows his top. And then what I did like about this was one thing that I don't feel like we've seen a whole lot of from special guest referees was he fucking hit them both with shit, and then he just went out, rung the bell, and said, "I'm the winner. Fuck you guys." Like, I love that because that fits his character so well. Where he was like, "This is over. You guys both suck. I'm better than you. I'm out. Bye." Yeah. And but yeah, so that ended up leading to Nick Aldis kind of confronting LA Knight, saying, "What the hell is that about? You know, like, you have issues with all these guys. You want to get involved? Fine, you're involved. Crown Jewel." Now you're in a triple threat match defending your title against these two, which is, again, what we have kind of been predicting was where the finality of this was going to lay, was in a triple threat match. Because it was like the way they've been setting all this up is like that it needs to be that. And those three together in the ring, that's going to be such a fucking good match. Yeah. I'm so stoked for that.
Yeah. Well, that was on my talking list, except I'm disappointed. I mean, I'm not disappointed in the overall outcome of it.
I know exactly what you're saying.
But these guys have cooked for 6
You want
matches.
Game 7. You want Game 7 to fucking actually be a Game 7.
Grand finale, and I would have loved it. My perfect ending to this would be a solid match again, and for LA Knight to count them out, like kind of like a last man, just double count out. Then it leads to a triple threat match. Yeah, that would have been just more fulfilling for me. But
I would have been good. I would have been good with LA Knight hitting both of them with a BFT and then counting a double count out.
Oh yeah,
like I would have been good with that because we kind of got that same outcome with him doing it the way he did it, but it would have. I feel like it would have been more effective for him to actually then count it out, and then that would have fully set up like, okay, these two are tied still, and LA Knight just totally inserted himself into the situation. That's what sets up the triple threat.
100%.
I totally agree with you.
Short for being Game 7. So
yes, but I feel like that was kind of part of the build because now it's like you're almost getting like a true Game 7 with added gusto to it with a triple threat match.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I was disappointed in the announcement that it was going to be a special guest referee.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no shit. They're giving us what we fucking wanted this whole time. This is what I've been asking for, is like a stipulated match between these two for the fucking final. Let's go. And then I was like, it's a fucking special guest referee. God damn it. I was like, and I love LA Knight, and I think obviously I loved the angle and all of that with it, and I enjoyed it. I get what you're saying, where yes, it probably could have been better, but I still enjoyed it. But I just like those, like you said, those two deserve the opportunity to continue to raise the bar and blow the roof off the place and steal the show, because that's what they've done every time. They're running out of ways to do it though. When you're having matches this consistently in a short period of time, I feel like you got to keep upping it. You know, it's like part of the reason why the back-to-back Shawn Michaels Undertaker matches were so fucking good at WrestleMania were because they were a year apart. Yeah. You know what I mean? Same with the Triple H ones. Like, they were a year apart. These have been 7 in the last 2 months. Mm-hmm. Right? So. Yeah. I get it. And I'm excited for the triple threat. They're gonna cook on in that match. Yeah. Like, very, very possibly steal the show. 100%. Outside of Cody and Gunther, because I'm sure that's going to fucking be a banger of a match. Yeah. But, yeah. Anyways. All right. That brings me to, and I'm cheating here, I'm saying Randy Orton is what I want to talk about, but there's a couple things below him. So, Randy Orton opens the show. I really like, again, you talked about it last week, the production of everything has been really cool. So, he's opening the show. Before he goes out, he confronts Triple H, Paul Levesque. Yeah, while his music's playing, too, which is what I liked. Because previous week, Nick Aldis said, this is coming from higher up. And he went higher up. And then proceeds to go to the ring, called Paul out to the ring, and basically said, you're covering for KO, and I want him, so let me have him. And this was a really cool approach. It was. I thought it was a little corny, Paul saying, I'm trying to protect you, but then when he started talking about why, it made sense. Yeah. And so, really, really enjoyed the opening segment. It was different. Yeah. It was pulling one of our favorites, Triple H, back into kind of a storyline. Yeah. And
physicalness,
Yeah. And with the corniness that you mentioned, if you break it down even more so and think of it from a business standpoint now with the role that Triple H is in, it totally makes sense because you originally or initially you hear him say, I'm trying to protect you, because you're thinking like, you're my friend, I don't want you to get hurt, like KO can be a dangerous dude type of thing. But it's almost more from the dude, you're like, you just got back and you're one of our biggest draws. So like from a business standpoint, he's like, I'm trying to protect you because I don't want you to have to be out again. And so like from both sides you can kind of get it, which I think lightens the impact of kind of the corniness that drew. Right.
Like I said, once he started talking more, it was just making more sense, but it started off a little corny. And then later on, Randy Orton comes to Cody's rescue in their Gunther's and Cody's face-off about the Crown Jewel match coming up. And again, Cody's eyeballing the title. Like, he picks it up.
Orton's eyeballing the title. Yeah.
Orton can't talk today.
You're good.
Orton picks up the title and hands it to him, but he is eyeballing it this whole time.
He is, for sure.
The closing camera angle on him, you can see him just looking at it. We're getting it.
I had that same thought. I was like, he's out to save Cody, but he is definitely. You can tell there are voices in my head. They're telling me to fucking kill Cody Rhodes for the title. They're talking to me.
The video package for this match, which I'm predicting way down the road,
is going to be so fucking good. Because it's going to go all the way back. It's going to go all the way back to Legacy.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be good.
The little subtle clues that he's just been looking at.
Oh, yes. Yeah, or the stop behind Cody in the middle where he was like, like,
yep.
Yeah, you're right. You should be. You should be defending that title against a worthy opponent. I'm right here.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Cody and Gunther, that was what I want to talk about.
All right.
I really enjoyed their face-to-face interaction on SmackDown. I thought this was actually like truly. Cody is always fucking fire on the mic. He's almost never has a misfire on the mic. It's really impressive, honestly. Like every time he's on the mic, it's you're drawn into it. Yeah. Very rarely are you just like, or are you like, I don't know. You're just like, fuck yeah, man, keep going. But this was one of the best I thought Gunther's done.
Oh yeah.
It was really good. And they're back and forth just going, and Gunther's the perfect villain in so many different ways, to Cody, especially to Cody's babyface. Mm-hmm. But one of the biggest things I liked about this was that same thing. I think we've talked about it a little bit before with Cody, is he is like your true full-fledged babyface, but he has tendencies that are not babyface. Oh, and for him to just get fired up and then him say, fuck it, and he starts throwing the first punch. I loved that. That was so cool, because I feel like, again, that's not something you historically get from the babyface. It's the babyface is, standing up for what's right and what's good, and the villain is there for the exact opposite. And the villain attacks and the babyface fights back, and then the villain has help, and then somebody saves the babyface. Yeah. That's like a classic WWE storyline. Mm-hmm. And with Cody, it's not the classic WWE storyline, almost ever, because I feel like he always, because like I said, we've talked about this before with AJ, with the I Quit match, where he quit, and then Cody still attacked him.
Exactly.
But still the babyface, so it has been the whole time. So I just think it's a really cool thing that they're just kind of like, it's almost organically creating a in-between of a babyface and a heel, which like we've kind of talked about before with those tweeners that like aren't really one or the other, but it's like Cody's never getting booed. It's never, and he never feels like a heel. He's a baby face, but he has those tendencies. But I just feel like there's there's a lane somewhere in between where he's kind of just like weaving, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
No, I 100% agree with you. I hope in this regime they don't back away from leaning into that heel side of Cody, whereas in past, like John Cena, they never pushed that envelope.
Yeah.
He was always this strong babyface and really didn't push that envelope once he became the face of the company, So
I mean, he was only a heel for a very short amount of time, and it was only like probably 2 or 3 times that he was on TV as the Doctor of Thugonomics before he was over with the fans.
Yeah.
And once he was over with the fans, he was babyface until today.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking 22 years ago?
Yeah.
Right? 2002, I think. Wasn't that when he debuted?
2002.
So it's like, it's a long fucking time for somebody to, I don't know that we've ever had, I don't think there is a character that has never actually truly been heel before.
I can't think of any.
Like all of the main primary, even not even the main primary guys, like most characters go through heel and face turns.
Yeah.
And Cena is the golden boy. Like, he is that North Star of the industry that definitely is like, no, man, he's a face. He can't be a heel. It's not allowed. So.
And then just last point on it, and it's a dumb point, so just bear with me, but what's with the security guards and the crown jewel belt? When they first presented the title at Bad Blood, there was no security guard. It was in a bag.
But now every time we see it there, it's in a case. It's in a case. We got 2 that look like fucking pallbearers.
Yes.
Yeah. They're like carrying a coffin, but it's with a crown jewel title.
I get what they're trying to do, but I'm not.
Yeah, it's not playing very well.
Especially because of how they introduced the belt.
Yeah.
All right, my last point, and I'm sure it's what you want to talk about too. Bloodline.
Yeah. I wrote Bloodline Rising. That's what I wrote.
I did not put this on my bingo card to finish up the show. I mean, I knew we were going to get some Bloodline stuff, but how it played out, did not see it coming. We get the number 1 contender match between DIY and Motor City Machine Guns, and what a match that was.
Great. Yeah, it was fucking amazing.
Fantastic tag match.
Yes.
We get winners in Motor City Machine Guns in their second match, number 1 contenders, only to be confronted by the Bloodline, just introducing themselves and then throwing out a little challenge. Basically, come get the tag titles right now. Like, you won your shot. Let's take it right now.
Yeah, well, because Alex Shelley.
Yeah.
Is he the long hair one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex Shelley was the one like anytime, anywhere, and then the new Bloodline throws it down. Why don't we do it right now?
Yep.
And Nick Aldis tries to talk the Motor City Machine Guns out of it. He's like, I don't want, like, you guys have done so much for the industry and the tag division and everything. Like, I don't want this to be the way that you guys do it. Like, you guys just fought a match.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no. Let's do it. Get a ref out here. Let's go.
Once the match started, I knew where it was going.
Yeah.
Once that was put into place, then I knew where it was going.
And I had the same thought. I was like, Motor City Machine Guns are going to fucking win the titles tonight.
Yep.
Because there's absolutely no shot with these titles on the line that Jay is not fucking them out of those titles now that they just fucked him out of the IEC. I didn't know how that was going to play out, though. Mm-hmm. And the way it played out with Jimmy and Roman coming out and getting involved first, I was like, oh shit, maybe Jay's not going to get involved. Because we got, like, at first, when you got Jimmy out in the fucking hood and stuff, I was like, oh, that's Jay. And then he turned and I was like, that's definitely not Jay. And then he took the stuff off and I was like, that's Jimmy. I was like, what the fuck? And then Jimmy starts getting me, and now here comes Roman. And I was like, oh shit, maybe Jay's not coming in. I was like, how is this going to play out? And then we got Jay out in the fucking black. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening.
I was full on, like, just jumping up and down on the couch. It was like, oh my God. I was having a blast with the end of the show, and I was like, it's happening.
Yeah, it was
and
fucking
sure enough,
great.
They won the tag titles. Title for title, man. Eye for eye.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Jay is back in.
Now, and I love it. I love that they did this because now there's no gold.
Nope.
Now it's just blood.
This Raw main event, SmackDown main event, just really set up 3-4 storyline like branches.
Yeah.
And took the gold in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So that it can be OG versus new.
For sure.
And then just my last point on it, just the closing segment was super emotional. Just Jay and Jimmy going for the hug, and then Roman just being like, you could tell he wanted to smile, but he like held it together, and
yeah,
I thought it was well done.
Yep.
Cinema.
Yes, absolutely. It was awesome, man. We got the Usos. What looks like they're back together to a point at least.
I think they got one goal. There's one goal, at least one mission.
Yes.
So.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's all you need.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. It was fucking awesome.
How do they do it? This Bloodline thing has been...
They've just... For fucking 4 years or something like that now.
And
I mean, it was pretty much happening almost the entirety of Roman's run.
Yeah.
Which was almost... It was 3.5 years. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, 3.5 years.
Yeah, 3.5, yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. Wow. But the fact that they're still able to do it and keep us this invested in it is so fucking impressive. Mm-hmm. So impressive.
And just, I guess one more point is Solo is really coming into his own. Like, his mic work has gone...
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
He's leaning into this, like, sarcastic asshole guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's working for him. I'm loving it.
So when he said, if you want to have an impact here, yeah. and then the camera pans to them and they're like, I see what you did there. I see what you did. And he was like,
I was loving
it was awesome. It was great.
That
was great.
Banger of the week.
Banger of the week. That's actually a hard one this week.
It really is.
There were quite a few different moments. I gotta go the Jimmy and Jay embrace at the end of SmackDown. I think I mean, there were a lot of other great stuff. It's either that or the number one contender match for the tag, because the tag match was great. Yeah. I'm gonna say either of those two. It was just amazing.
I was gonna say the Jimmy and Jay embrace, but also quickly followed up by just how organically happened, just the Breaker Fatu face off. It was just
I know.
Oh, I want to see it.
I need that in my life.
Yeah.
I want to see that match so bad.
What a week in wrestling it was.
It was awesome.
Fantastic.
It really was great. All right. Well, that brings us to the Belts question of the week, Timmy.
I pose this one. Time to recruit, Ryan. We got to recruit. If you could pick 3 stars from an opposing company, who would it be, and who would you book them with?
Okay.
So let's just do 1 for 1.
1 for 1. Okay. Cool. The first one I'm going with. I'm recruiting Hook.
Okay.
From AEW. Mm-hmm. I will say all 3 of mine are from AEW. But yeah, I'm recruiting Hook from AEW, and I want to see Hook versus Dom. Okay. I want to see Hook versus Dirty Dom. I want to see Taz's kid versus Rey Mysterio's kid, because Taz and Rey have had some pretty good feuds and some pretty damn good matches in the past across the ECW. I want to say even WCW, and obviously in WWE. So get to see their kids go at it I think would be fucking awesome.
Dude,
so
I did not think of that. That's a good one.
And they're like the same build type wrestlers too. Yeah. You know, like if it was still a thing, that I think they would both be cruiserweight. Yeah. You know, division. So
I'm going Adam Cole.
Okay.
I know he was in WWE for a little, but he never really made it to the main roster. And I'm putting him against Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
These guys.
That would be good.
These guys are both Triple H guys. Like, because Triple H used to run NXT, very big in pushing Adam Cole, and then he left. Both super athletic in the ring. They would tear down the place. They got the charisma on the mic. It would be hell of a storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to see that. The second one I'm going with is I'm recruiting Darby Allin. Okay. So I'm bringing Darby Allin over, and I am instantly booking him in a match against Jacob Fatu.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I would argue, the best in-ring worker in the fucking bloodline is Jacob Fatu.
Oh, yeah.
Like, better, like, in-ring work and ability. I don't know that there's somebody in the bloodline that is actually better than him.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I mean all the way through the bloodline, The Rock included. Like,
no, I
Jacob Fatu in the ring is amazing. Obviously, Darby Allin is a fucking one of a kind, just goddamn maniacal, amazing gem in the ring. And I mean maniacal because the dude's a fucking maniac. The shit that he will do or is willing to put his body through, it's Jesus Christ. Like, it's fucking crazy. So him versus Jacob Fatu would be some fucking crazy spots.
Yeah, and I think that's where Darby really shines, is against these big bad guys, and he goes apeshit in the ring. So
Yeah.
dude, I really like that one. All right, I'm going MJF.
Oh yeah. Why didn't I even think? That didn't even cross my mind to bring MJF over. What the fuck?
Pairing him up against Cody Rhodes. They did have a match when they were in AEW.
Yeah.
But to carry that feud over to WWE, I think, again, mic work, both of them unmatched, and you got a big face in Cody Rhodes and a big time heel in MJF. It's the perfect combo right there.
Yeah. I would love to see MJF come to the WWE, man. I really would. It would be so good. And it would be so much better for him too, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it is a good thing that AEW exists, and it's a good thing that WWE has a competitor of sorts, if you will. I don't think they're truly a competitor anymore. I know there was a point in time where they were somewhat competing, but WWE has, since Triple H took over, really is just like they don't even stand a chance. Yeah. So it's like, I would also really love to see AEW fold to a point so that some of this could happen. That would be like, imagine fucking Darby Allin and Hook and MJF and Adam Cole all in WWE. In today's WWE would be fucking amazing.
Anything can happen, man. Cody left and he helped build that company.
Yeah.
And he's back in WWE.
That is true.
Anything can happen.
That leads me to my last one, which is like a legit, for me, like a dream match. I think it would be amazing. I'm recruiting Hangman Adam Page.
Before you go, I was like, he was on my list to recruit. I just didn't know where to put him again, so I'm really excited to see where you go.
Sami motherfucking Zayn.
Dude, yes.
Adam Page and Sami Zayn in a fucking match
Yeah.
would be so good.
Yes, it would.
So good, because I feel like they're very comparable in-ring workers.
Yeah.
And it would just be that would be such a good match. So yeah, those were my three.
Dude, those were good three.
Yeah, those are my three.
That. My last one is Jordan Grace from TNA.
Oh shit!
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Is she still the champion too? She's still the champion. Yeah.
So.
Fuck, has she been the champion this whole time? Because she was the champion when she came out in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I think.
And so she's just there. What a reign.
Yeah.
What a reign for her. Fuck yeah. No, that would be fucking amazing. That'd be so good. Oh yeah, that'd be good. That would be a great match because Jordan Grace is really good. Like she's actually like a really good worker.
Yeah.
She's one of the best female workers to come from TNA.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
damn, that just made me a little giddy. Like, I want some of this shit to happen now. Those are all 6. All 6 across the board were like, yeah, let's fucking go. That just got me hyped for it. I would love that. That'd be so cool.
And that brings us to
Blockbusters. Alrighty. Timmy, I'm gonna let you pretty much own this because you're the one that put Blockbusters together this week. So, what do we got?
Introducing once again another segment for our Blockbuster section. Just wanted to kind of have one per week for the whole month. So we got Blockbusted, we got Block Buzzin', Toasted Trash, and then we talk about a lot of movies. So I figured
and shows.
Exactly. Let's talk about it at the end of the month. So last week of the month, we are gonna be calling this the binge recap. Keep it in the B's.
I love it.
And just talk about shows we've been watching, talk about movies we've been watching or talking about on the show, and going from there. So, first of all, I mean, there's been 3 main shows I've been watching this fall, and let's start with The Penguin. What have you been thinking of?
Dude.
How have you been feeling about it?
The show's fucking awesome. It really is. I love it. Colin Farrell as Penguin is amazing. And it's like it's so much so to the point that you forget it's Colin Farrell constantly, and like you think that who you're seeing is an actual person, like the look and everything, but it's all fucking prosthetics and makeup and stuff to make him look that way. But you forget that because it's done so well, it just looks like that is purely a human being right there. Yeah. And just the story that they're building with it, they're taking classic Batman stories and characters, and they're kind of weaving some stuff together. They're pulling from different spots. They're introducing new stuff. They're doing new things. Is it Kristen Milioti or Christina? I think it's Kristen Milioti, who plays Sophia Falcone.
She is crushing.
Fucking amazing. She's so good. For anyone that doesn't know who that is,
spoiler alert.
It's the mother from How I Met Your Mother. It's Ted's wife and mother of the kids. But yeah, she is so fucking good in that, and I'm literally like every week I'm just like on the edge of my seat type thing, just like what the fuck's going on? Like what's happening next? What's going on? And yeah, these last fucking 2 episodes have been.
I was gonna say, dude, I'm loving
fucking wild
every episode, and again, to your point, just Colin Farrell, like you don't really know it's him other than a few voice parts come through. You're like, oh yeah, but no, to me, it's Penguin. That's who it is.
That's Penguin. Like, and that's the thing is, you see, we've gotten, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we've gotten 3 live action iterations of Penguin. And it was Danny DeVito as Penguin, which looked like Danny DeVito in costume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Which was fine at the time, and I love him, I love that movie, I love that character and everything. It was great. Classic. Then we have, I forget the actor's name, but it's the from the TV show Gotham.
Oh yeah.
But again, it was just him with like makeup on.
Yeah.
It wasn't any like prosthetics or anything. It was just like, it looked like just a regular dude, just had a little bit of the limp with the clubbed foot and all of that.
And this like the Adam West Batman, like the 60s.
Oh.
70s, but yeah.
Yeah.
No,
in modern times, I guess.
Yes.
But Colin Farrell's legitly feels like that is the person. The Penguin is a person. Yeah. You know, like it feels like it's a real fucking person because it doesn't look like makeup. It doesn't look like a fat suit or anything. Yeah. Like it looks real. It looks like that is an actual person. It doesn't look like it's fucking Colin fucking Farrell underneath all of it, you know?
Sometimes
it's crazy.
You're out of the character. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh, that's Colin. You know big names and you're like thinking Colin Farrell, but
this does not at all. At all.
And then just that, I think it was the 4th episode where it's just focused on Sophia
Falcone. Yeah, dude.
Episode.
When she like in Arkham, that one, yeah.
That episode was top-notch TV. That was amazing.
Storytelling.
One of my favorite episodes of all time. Just watching any show, it was so good.
It was, yeah, it was great. It really was. Yeah, she's just so fucking good. It's very impressive. The show's fucking awesome. It's on Max. It comes out. A new episode drops every Sunday. Watch it. It's so worth it. So worth it. And I had a buddy at work, and I have another buddy at work that's watching it too. The other buddy had asked like, "Oh, do you need to watch, anything else?" And it was like, not necessarily, really. You don't necessarily have to watch the Batman, like Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson Batman. You don't necessarily need to watch it outside of just understanding what's happening in the very first episode. Yeah. Because like the episode starts and it's like a week after the events of the Batman, or it's like still all the fallout and stuff. So it's like if you want to wrap your head around that and like one or two of the kind of secondary storylines so far that we've had, then yeah, we'll go watch that. But if you don't want to, you just want to watch a new show, definitely worth it. I would argue, if you haven't, go watch fucking Matt Reeves' The Batman, though, too, because it was fucking amazing. So that was amazing. That's where Colin Farrell's Penguin introduced, and then that's what sparked this show. So I would definitely recommend watching it. But you don't have to, which is also a nice thing about the show. Like you don't have to do homework to watch it. So
yeah, absolutely. That brings us to Only Murders in the Building. How are you feeling about that so far?
Fucking, I love this show, dude. It's every week. I fucking love it. It's the constant interaction between Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez is comedic gold. It is fantastic. They have such great chemistry, all working together. And then you add in all of the other, the special guests, the surprise people, the this, the that, like fucking Ron Howard. Like it's just like all of it, dude. There's so much good out of this, and we're in season 4, and they're still doing a really good job of just like dropping twists and turns and catching you off guard with certain things, because it was like, I'm not obviously going to spoil it, but this last episode that we just watched definitely didn't see it coming. No, or it was like, what the fuck? That's who it is. God damn. Like I did not expect that, any of it. So it's just really well cast. It's really well written. The acting is phenomenal. It's done really well. It's a really good show.
I agree, and it's a testament because this is the 4th season, and it kind of follows the same formula. Like you don't know who it is until the last 2 episodes, and that's where we're at. But it keeps you engaged. Like you're like, oh, are we getting closer? Like through each season, and to your point, the chemistry between all of the cast. Yeah, like the new cast, the old cast, and I really liked what they've done with this, where they made you think of, oh, what did happen in the first season, and made you like, oh yeah, that did happen, and stuff. So really,
they do a really good job of constantly drawing you back to previous storytelling. Which is awesome. Just in and of itself, with Paul Rudd's character in the show. Yeah. Characters in the show, right? So. Yeah,
that one still has me confused a little bit, but I'm trying to follow along.
We can talk. All right, yeah. That one drops. It's on Hulu and or Disney Plus. Every Tuesday. Comes out or I think it airs Mondays, but it's on streaming Tuesdays. I think it's how it goes. But yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
And then brings us to Agatha All Along, our MCU universe. How you feeling about that?
I fucking love this too, man. I've been fully invested every episode, which is actually funny. I say that because I don't know how it happened. I don't know what I did or what, but I sat down to watch the latest episode, and as I went to do that, I was like, wait, what? I still had like 14 minutes left in last week's episode.
Oh, really?
And I was like, well, goddamn, that makes a lot of sense because I was reading articles and stuff, and I was like, they're talking about shit that I don't remember happening in that episode. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, I don't know if I had to pause it or whatever, and then I just fucking forgot that I was watching it. But I was just like, I mean, my life is chaos most of the time with a little baby, but I was just like, how the fuck did I forget to watch the final minutes of this? It was like 14 minutes left. Is probably like 7 or 8 minutes because it's like 7 minutes of credits. But still, I was like, it's like the fucking finale of the episode, and I fucking didn't watch it until I sat down to watch the new episode. So that cracked me up because I just said, oh, I'm fully invested, and then I fucking forgot to finish the episode. But I did, yeah. I'm fully caught up. I watched it, and then I watched the new episode. I think it is weekly. It's climbing my list of my favorite MCU shows.
Nice, yeah.
I think it's so well done. I love that they're doing it new, but they're following a similar format to WandaVision.
Yes.
With like how WandaVision was like the TV sitcom spin-off episodes, and like this is, there's like the different themes with the different trials. I'll just say that without giving anything away, which is just cool. It's there's nostalgic modes to it and whatnot that are just fun. And it like all of them have some form of also like true connection with the storyline too. It's not just like randomness. There is actually like stuff there, So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I love the characters. I'm really looking forward to the ending. We've gotten some pretty big reveals.
I was surprised of what they revealed so far.
There's been a couple. There's been a couple of things that were like, oh shit, okay. So I think we just had episode 6. Is that the one that just came out, or is it 5?
I think it was 6.
So I think we're looking at 3 more. I think this is the 9-episode season. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the ending of this show and seeing what the overarching impact on the MCU, because it definitely feels like there is going to be. So
Agreed. This has just been it's been a fun ride each episode, and love that how much tie in to WandaVision, and like you said, it kind of follows that same formula. And I was eagerly going, oh man, how is this going to play out? And that's exactly how I'm feeling with this one. So here for the ride on that one. It's been it has funny, got some emotion in it, and the actresses in the show definitely have brought something to the table in each of the episodes. So
one thing
awesome.
One thing I really enjoy is the show is obviously it's Agatha all along, so the show is about Agatha Harkness and her kind of post WandaVision journey. But it's also not just about that. There's a lot of storytelling and a lot of character building, and like each episode kind of focuses on a different character, right? And I've really enjoyed that character work in that building, because that is the type of stuff that we were missing in phase 4 of the MCU, where they were just like output, and it was like clearly, and like it was very obvious that there wasn't as much time and thought and effort put into those projects, which is obviously where a lot of the fallout came from those. And this is like one of the best storytelling features that we've gotten out of the MCU in a long time. So, I'm really happy with it.
All right, and that brings us to the last part of this, is just what other things are you watching? Have you watched anything we've been talking about? Are you watching shows on the side that you want the listeners and myself to know about?
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to specifically one show that we did talk about and that we covered on the show. Another show that I have discussed, that just one that I've watched when we've kind of talked about that before. And then I will throw a movie out that I've watched that we've covered on the show too. So I'll just do three things. I'll do the movie first. So Salem's Lot, we covered it on the show. It's on Max. Came out late September, I think, on Max, or it came out early October. I watched that like last week maybe, and I know you haven't seen it yet, so I'm not gonna like say anything, no spoilers, nothing like that. But dude, it was fucking good. I really enjoyed it. It had, and I texted you this, but it has a very old school horror vibe to it. Nice. And I could really feel the Stephen King lore in it, and I really enjoyed the movie. I really did. So yeah, I would definitely recommend watching it for sure. And then one of the shows that I've mentioned on here before that me and my wife have been watching is Found. It's on Peacock. It stars I can never remember the actual actress's name, but she's in Shameless. She owns the bar that they go to, that they frequent. I can't remember her name. But it also has Mark Paul Gosselaar in it, who was Saved by the Bell. Zach Morris. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it essentially, Zach and his character is like the bad guy in the character. Mm-hmm. He essentially kidnapped her when she was a child. He was like her teacher, like an English teacher or something, and he like kidnapped her. And then he brought in this other girl, and they escaped. And then now in adult life, the younger girl works for her, but she runs like a PI firm, essentially, where like they specialize in finding missing persons. And so the show's called Found. And so like each episode, for the most part, with overarching storylines, but each episode is kind of a different, kind of like an SVU type theme, right? Where it's like each episode follows a different case for the most part, where you have like long running themes too, and stuff like that. And it's just really good. It's a really good show. It's a way that at least I have never seen Mark Paul Gosselaar. And yeah, it's definitely one where like each episode we've ended and just been like, what the fuck, or like this like season ended and it was like, first season one ended and it was like, what the fuck? How do you end it like that type of thing, like what the hell? But yeah, it's in the middle of its second season right now. That comes out Thursdays on Peacock, I think. Either airs Thursday on like NBC and then it's on Peacock for streaming Fridays, maybe something like that. But yeah, either way, it comes out later in the week, each week. And then the last one I want to talk about was I fully watched and finished Bad Monkey on Apple TV. Oh, nice. Did you end up watching that?
I'm like 4 episodes into
Okay. So dude, this is Vince Vaughn at fucking like peak Vince Vaughn work. Like he's so good. This show was like, and it totally could have been, I don't know, obviously I wasn't there when they were creating it, but I feel like this was written for him. It's such a good show. It's funny, there's action, there's a little bit of like kind of suspenseful, not horror, but like there's some moments where you're kind of like, whoa, I didn't expect that, or like kind of makes you be like, oh shit. There's a little bit of like the magical voodoo type theme to it as well, with some of the people with where they're at. And yeah, it's just it's an all around fucking really good show, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm hoping there's going to be a season 2. I don't know if there will be or not, but I'm really hoping there is, because it was so good. Yeah. So
no, the few episodes I have watched, I think 4 or 5, and I'm just fully invested. It's really, really good.
Super good. Before, I'm going to throw out an honorable mention. I haven't watched this one yet, but I'm really looking forward to it because the first part of season 4 just dropped on Netflix, and it's Outer Banks. I've watched. I don't know if you've watched that at all either, but it's also a really solid show. Kind of more of like teen drama. I mean, all the actors are fucking adults playing teenagers, but it's that type of thing. But it's really solid show too. And yeah, so I'm stoked to watch that. The first half of season 4 dropped on like October 3rd or something like that, and then the second half drops sometime in November. So
Nice.
I'm gonna binge through the first half and then wait for the second half to come out. So yeah,
Awesome.
that's what I got for my binge recap for October.
I like it. I've been watching more movies, and as you can guess, it was more leaning towards the spooky season.
Yeah,
So I watched Strangers Chapter 1, which is like, not, I guess it's kind of a remake.
Yeah.
They got 3 chapters coming out.
maybe a
total.
reboot. I
A
guess.
reboot
Yeah, a
of
reboot might be.
sorts. And thoroughly enjoyed the first one that came
Okay.
out in 2009. This one just came out earlier this year. I thought it was really good. I was on the edge of my seat. It didn't have me as stressed out as the original, which there was like full on anxiety watching that movie. This one wasn't to that level, and it wasn't just I didn't feel like it was just a blow by blow like remake of that one. Like it wasn't scene for scene exactly what happened.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities and stuff, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I know a lot of people shit on it, and that got me worried that the second and third part weren't going to come out, but it sounds like they've already filmed it, and I just saw a teaser trailer for the second one. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
so positive vibes for that. I'm excited for that.
Is that streaming anywhere?
I don't know.
Or did it go out in theaters?
It was in theaters.
Oh, it was.
So it's
Okay.
probably somewhere streaming
Okay.
right now.
Okay, cool.
So I highly recommend.
You said you purchased it, like you have the hard copy already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure it's streaming. If you could buy the actual
Yeah.
disc, I'm sure it's on streaming somewhere. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Watched both Smile for the first time, and then Smile 2 just came out to theaters, and both, holy hell. Just, like, if you want a good scare, like, Smile 1 was, it was a wild ride. Have you seen it?
I haven't watched either, but I've seen the commercials for both, and I don't know that I don't know that I've necessarily ever watched a trailer for something and been actually like uneasy from watching a trailer, you know. But I'm like, I watched the trailer for Smile 2, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. Fucking A, dude, that shit's crazy. Like, it looks fucking wild. So
It's been a while since, like, a movie has full on gave me the creeps. And
yeah,
both movies, and I even would say second definitely did just as good for me as the first. So
Yeah.
highly recommend those 2 movies. If you like to be scared, give it a watch. And then what was the last movie I watched? Oh, we have talked about this before. Pooniverse. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, which was the second movie in the Pooniverse that we've talked about, and it definitely was a step up from the first one. The costumes were a lot better, brought extra characters. Gruesome. It was a pretty gruesome one. And there was more story into this one. It's still very campy like the first one. Still had that feel to it, but definitely you could tell there was more budget into it. They cared a little more. And just speaking of that, I think the next one up is Bambi. Bambi is the next in the Pooniverse. So.
yeah.
And then show-wise, I've been rewatching Schitt's Creek, and this is my second full-time rewatching it, and it's better the second time around, and catching a lot of stuff I missed in the first. It has me laughing every episode, gets you in the heart in a lot of the episodes.
A lot of them.
And
Dude, one of my, like, personally my most iconic scenes is when David sings the Journey song to I forget his name, but Patrick. I love that. It was like, oh shit. Just thinking about it, I'm like, that's good shit.
Yeah, almost done with that show going on right now, and we're almost to season 6. So it's
Nice.
been a fun rewatch and highly recommend it if you haven't.
Yes, absolutely. That show's amazing.
Streaming it on Hulu, but it might be available on Netflix as well. Still,
I don't know if it's still on Netflix or not. I think it's on. Oh, that might be on just Xfinity, like on demand. That we've had it on. I got. I'm trying to remember when that was. Oh, it was when we went to Maris Farms last weekend. Lindsay's mom watched Lainey for us, and we got home and she had Schitt's Creek on. She was watching Schitt's Creek at the house, so now it's just kind of been like in our recently watched. So I'll just like put it on if I'm just like doing stuff around the house. I'll just put it on because like I've watched it so many times that I don't need to be watching the show. Right? It's like How I Met Your Mother, Friends, New Girl, like any of those. I'm just like I can just be listening and I know exactly what's happening. I can picture it scene by scene. I know exactly what's going on. So yeah, that show's fantastic. That's one of my favorite shows I think of all time. Is Schitt's
really
Creek.
well
it's
done.
amazing. Yeah, it's great.
front to back, so.
And they ended it like it's one of those shows where you're like, fuck, I wish they would have done more. But at the same time, you understand that they're like they went out on top. Like they went out at the right time. They didn't push it too far. Like they didn't do an Office or Scrubs where it was like amazing, 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 and then people left or they kind of changed the format, and then it was kind of like still good. We can appreciate it, but nowhere near what it was, type of thing. No, they went out. They went out well with it.
I want to be friends with David Rose, dude. Hilarious guy.
Yes. Yep. That whole fucking show is fucking awesome.
All right.
All right. Hell yeah. Well, we got some new news with I think three projects that are I guess have come out or are going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Either already just recently or fairly soon.
Yeah.
So
and kind of fits the ending of the spooky season. So
and not only ending of the spooky season, but moving into the holidays.
Yeah, the
so
holidays. So we'll start off with Cado Lake. This is on Max, just released on October 10th. It's drama, mystery, thriller, and the producer is M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Hell yeah.
Shyamalan.
The GOAT.
So, and watching the trailer, you definitely get that feel that it's in his realm.
Yes, you 100% get that. There are moments in the trailer where you're like, what the fuck is going on? And you're like, oh yeah, M. Night Shyamalan had something to do with this.
Yeah. So director is Logan George and Celine Held, starring Dylan O'Brien from The Maze Runner, and definitely looks a lot different than what I remember.
Yes,
him in The Maze
absolutely.
Runner. When I saw that, I was like,
it took me a few minutes. I was like, oh, I do know who that is. Yeah.
And then we got Eliza Scanlon, who also played in another M. Night Shyamalan movie, Old.
Yes.
Which was a pretty crazy movie as well.
Yep.
Synopsis of this is when an 8-year-old girl disappears on Cado Lake, a series of past deaths and disappearances begin to link together, altering a broken family's history. What thoughts on the trailer? And
I hadn't seen anything about this at all until I saw you put it on here and you had the trailer link, so I watched it and I was just like instantly I'm just like, holy shit. Like that was my takeaway. It was just holy shit. Like this trailer made me just be like, what the fuck's happening? I want to know what's going on because there's more happening than just a girl disappearing. Like sure. That's definitely like they're very at the forefront of the trailer. You're just like, there is some overarching stuff happening in this movie. So like my takeaway is just like excitement to watch it. And I'm happy it's already out, so I'm happy about that like I could legitimately watch that on, like fucking Monday.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I'm here for a mystery, and when M. Night's part of it, there's some kind of twist. So
there's usually there's a like
twists.
M. Night Shyamalan's really good at like the suspenseful thriller, but with some really well done horror elements within his films. So that's with him even just being a producer on this, that's kind of like a vein I expect for them to kind of pull into. And again, that's to me, at least I feel like the trailer kind of alludes to that a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. I caught a glimpse of it. I forget where it was, but I saw his name tied to it, and so I started Googling and came up on this trailer and really excited for it. So
Yeah.
it's on my watch list now, and it probably will be part of the November binge.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, it'll probably be a part of that one. So
Yeah.
for sure. All right.
All right.
Moving on to the next one. We got Don't Move.
Oh yeah. This
Hell
came
yeah.
out on Netflix just yesterday, 10/25. Synopsis of this is: when a killer injects her with a paralytic agent, a woman must run, fight, and hide before her body completely shuts down. Another known name in the horror film is producer Sam Raimi. He is part of Spider-Man trilogy, Evil Dead, Doctor Strange,
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness. That's right. Director Brian Netto, Adam Schindler, starring Finn Wittrock, who's in American Horror Story, The Big Short, La La Land. We got Kelsey Asbill, part of Yellowstone, Fargo, Wind River. Dude,
I forgot she was in Wind River. Holy cow.
This trailer is just like anxiety driven.
Dude, yeah.
Intense.
I feel like it's a in the same vein as like what the fuck is Bird Box and oh my god, the fucking alien invasion, John Krasinski.
Oh, Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. Yeah, like to a point. Like it's not obviously the same, but it's like Bird Box. Essentially, the idea behind that whole thing is like obviously the craziness shit that's happening, but it's you lose your sight.
Yeah.
Like right, like they're having to walk around blindfolded and figure shit out. Quiet Place is you can't fucking talk or make noise. So like it's the whole senses thing. And then this, I felt like it had a very similar vibe to it as that, where it was just like the trailer is so anxiety inducing because you're watching her try to fight for her life while going through the stages of this paralytic agent taking over.
Yeah.
And she's like losing fucking control of her own functions and faculties, and you're seeing certain things take place, and it's like, so it's not necessarily the same as like actually losing one sense, but it's like she's losing all of them almost to a point, right? And so and that's terrifying.
Yeah, but it is following a trend of movies. Don't look, don't speak, don't move.
yeah, right, yeah. True, yeah.
The trailer looks really good, but it also, like, the way they have it set up, I could see it not playing out as being a good movie. Just, I'm excited for it, but it's just, like, you get 20 minutes, like, he breaks it down by what's going to happen in the next 20 minutes of being injected. So
yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be some flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah, true.
Going in between to make it a full-length movie, but
yeah.
But it's just like 20 minutes. That's a short time, realm of place, and for this to all happen.
But to play devil's advocate to that, yes, 20 minutes is a short period of time, but all of that stuff happening for her and from her perspective is going to feel like an eternity.
True. Very true.
Right? So like they could definitely play into that, and I feel like that would maybe be the smart move, because that's where you're going to get that fucking intensity, that anxiousness, that
and some of the scenes they show, you're definitely, I could see how it feels
fucking
like
the fucking ants or whatever. I was just like, oh my fucking god, there's no way. You're like, fucking kill me. Never mind, I'm good. I'm right here. Kill me. Fuck this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. Sam Raimi's name
Me too.
tied to it, and
like these are
so.
Both these last two are probably movies I'm watching this week after I put my daughter down while Lindsay's at her class, because I'm just like, why the fuck not? I might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's the last week of spooky season, like we've mentioned already.
Exactly.
So might as well. Got to get my fill before we move on to the holiday season.
Which brings us to our next movie.
Weird.
Segues. Carry On, another Netflix movie coming out December 13th. Synopsis of this: a mysterious traveler blackmails a young TSA agent into letting a dangerous package slip through security and onto a Christmas Day flight. Director is Jaume Collet-Serra. The probably butchered that name. But,
Sounded good to me.
he directed The Shallows, Black Adam, and a lot of movies with Liam Neeson. I just was looking through.
Perfect.
There was like Nonstop, or I think A Walk Through Tombstone. So a lot of Liam Neeson movies, which I'm here for. Those are good movies. This is starring Taron Egerton. He's been in The Kingsman, Rocket Man. We got Sophia Carson. She's in the Disney Descendants movies. I didn't know a lot of other movies that she was in, but notably for me, a big fan of Jason Bateman.
Hell yeah.
Everything he's in
is fucking amazing. So yeah.
I'm excited for this one. Trailer for me just gives me kind of like Die Hard vibes. Definitely suspense thriller kind of movie during the holidays, just like Die Hard. What about you? Yeah, no, this is actually the one that I didn't actually like. I didn't read about. I didn't watch the trailer for it, but I just saw like a article title, and now that I like had watched the trailer and I've read the synopsis and everything, and I'm like, oh shit, that was that. It said that, whatever. It said like, a new movie coming out this fall is looking to replace Die Hard as your favorite Christmas movie. Nice. Like literally. So I was like, oh shit, that's this. So yeah, no, that's the trailer. I liked it. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I love that it's a Netflix. I love Netflix releases. Just because it's like I already pay for Netflix, so like I have Netflix. So I think that for me, it's the easiest streaming service for a movie, like a new movie to come out. Yeah. Because I can literally just talk on my microphone, blah 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 on Netflix, and then it just goes straight to it. Where I've like the other ones, there's extra steps and buttons I have to click. This is first world problems, but. No, I'm stoked. I like you said, Jason Bateman, everything he's in is fantastic. Yeah, no, I'm super excited for this. And what a hell of a lead into Christmas season. Love it. Here we go. Question of the week. I also posed this, and I thought this was a fun question, and just kind of gets you thinking about everything you watched in the past, but thinking in character, not the actors, just in character. Mm-hmm. What two characters from two different shows or movies would you like to see sit down and have a conversation? This took me 0 time. Okay. The second I read it, I opened my phone and I typed it out. Ooh. And it is Barney Stinson and Joey Tribbiani. I laugh because I asked Haley this question last night. Is that what she said? She said that. That's awesome. That was literally the first thing. It helps probably that I have been rewatching How I Met Your Mother with Lindsay because she's never actually watched it before. Is she enjoying it? Yes. Okay. Yeah. She has enjoyed it. She's awful at watching anything. Like she doesn't have. I don't want to say attention span because she has a good attention span, but she doesn't. She's not like us. She can't just like sit down and watch something. Like she has to be doing something. Yeah. So it's like she'll be like, we'll be watching a show, and like Found is like the only one that I've actually like fully found her to just be like, she's pretty much locked in the whole time. But like Only Murders, she's like, wait, I don't remember this. What happened last week? I'm like, God damn it, babe. Pay attention. But How I Met Your Mother is one where like she has seen, when I've watched it before, like she's seen things, she's heard things, but then finally she was like, I actually do like this show. Like maybe I should start it. I was like, then let's fucking restart it. I'll rewatch it. She's like, yeah, but you've already watched it. I was like, babe, I have watched How I Met Your Mother probably 97 times from start to finish, and I will watch it another 97 times before I die. I love this show. It is one of my all-time favorite shows. And I'm falling asleep to right now. Yeah, so that was what I was going to say was like we've been rewatching that, but then at night I usually like almost every night one of the Nickelodeon channels has Friends on, and that's what I put on for the dogs in the living room. Nice. So it's just not quite that like dead silent. I just put a show on. And it's Friends. So I was just like, maybe that altered my answer, but it's Barney Stinson and Joey Tribbiani are similar characters, but also complete opposites
in multiple ways as well. Like Barney Stinson is in no way, shape, or form like a lovable doof, like Joey Tribbiani is. But they're both like Joey is like a womanizing lovable doof. Yeah. Where Barney Stinson is like a maniacal womanizing, but also lovable. But he's not a doof, right? So I just feel like it would be very, very interesting to like just see the interaction with them in a bar or a coffee house, whichever one you want to go with. But you like see the interaction with them, and where it's like almost like a show off to pick up the girl at the bar. That would right, and it would be like, or like one time it happens, they're both there, and it's like a growing feud where it's like they're both have their eyes, they don't know each other, but they both have their eyes set, and Barney sees Joey walk up and just hit him with the "How you doing?" and pick up the girl, walk out, and Barney's like, that guy's a fucking miracle worker. He's amazing. I gotta know how he does it. And then the same thing happens another night where Joey sees Barney pick up a girl, and he's like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" And then they become like friends or something. like it would be great.
Sees him do the old guy from the future bit, and goes, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I feel like it would be awesome.
2 characters I chose were Phoebe Buffay.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
And Dwight K. Schrute.
Phoebe and Schrute.
Because both of them
Phoebe and Dwight. Jesus
say
Christ.
the most outlandish shit. But
Yeah.
they're both serious about what they say. So imagining them having a conversation would just be hilarious.
That would be fucking. I'm like going through it in my mind right now, because Dwight's gonna say some shit about how, like, because he's so blunt just about like, oh, what would you do in this situation? He'd be like, well, I obviously would do this, and I'd pull out my buck knife, and I would stab it in the throat, and I would skin it and wear its pelt as a hat so I could survive through the winter. And Phoebe would be like, you can't do that. You know,
Exactly.
that would be so awesome. Like to see them almost interact as like competing contestants on a game show.
Oh,
Would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, fantastic idea right there. All right, man.
Dude, that was a good episode. That was solid. I enjoyed all of your. I mean, you pretty much fucking put this episode together, so I enjoyed it a lot. It was very fun.
It was a fun one. I enjoyed it.
It was good. And what a fucking cocktail.
Seriously.
So very simple. Once again, spiced bourbon cider. It's fantastic. Cheers,
Cheers,
brother.
brother.